What's up, everybody?
It's the Fifth Down Podcast, Week 10, double digits. Oh my goodness, time is flying. How are we doing this?
We're doing great, especially because I won in picks last week.
Oh, it's about the
and I spanked you. You won 1 and I won 4.
Well, guess what?
What?
Okay, guess what? You know, we picked with the spread. Things got a little dicey for me, okay? But we'll be back this week.
Yeah,
Don't
we're
worry,
back,
okay?
and we're just doing great. You know, we're having a great day. It's Week 10. We're fully halfway through the season, which is kind of sad, but it's also fun because we're loving it. We're loving the football that we've seen, and it's fun. It's the Fifth Down Podcast.
I mean, what can you say? You don't see it in the NFL. You don't see it anywhere else, but you see it right here.
All right, and we're going to get going with what happened in Week 9. 49ers went into Arizona. Spread was 10, and they did not cover. Still a good game. But, you know, your Niners came out with another victory, the only undefeated team in all of the NFL.
Football. How does that feel, Zach? Some may ask. Well, I'm a humble fan, aren't I, Dixon?
Okay? Sure.
I expect my team to win games, and I don't expect them to lose games. Okay? And that's exactly what they've done. 8 wins, 0 losses. Dixon, what's your record?
5-3.
Okay. Which is respectable to the 49ers in the National Football League. Not even the Patriots, okay? Not even the Patriots. Not even all Tom Brady. 13 fantasy point Tom Brady. My God.
Anyways, we'll get into the game. Garoppolo, 317 yards, 4 touchdowns. Kyler Murray on the other side, 241 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Kenyan Drake, the guy who just got traded from the Dolphins, goes in there. You don't got Edmonds. You don't got David Johnson. And he goes in there 110 yards and 1 touchdown. And then you got that Andy Isabella, 88-yard, 1 touchdown, 1 catch. You know?
And nobody expected this at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
what, a third-string running back playing his first game as an Arizona Cardinal, new scheme, new offense. His highest run was 11 yards on the season. And the first one, he broke one for like 36. So, I mean, it just goes to show you that, I mean, you can be as skilled as you want in that Dolphins offense, and you're just not going to be able to really produce. Right?
Yeah, no doubt. Anyways, your Niners went in there. They didn't cover the 10-point spread, but, hey, a victory is a victory in the NFL. And the Niners are sitting at 8-0. Good for you. Not so great for someone like myself, who they're in the same division as my team. While Zach is eating while we're doing the podcast, he insisted on getting his 20 nugs before coming in here, but he's still eating them. Anyways.
I just want to demonstrate how laid back I am. You know, feeling 8-0. I'm just chilling, just watching my team just keep winning games. Put on good shows for the rest of the league to see.
All right. Speaking of into another game, the London game, we differed on this one as well as Texans Jaguars. In London, it was the early game. I was awake, but I didn't even watch it. I was at work, didn't really pay attention. Not much to pay attention to besides, I mean, Deshaun Watson, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Gardner Minshew went in there into London, 20 incompletions, 309 yards, but 2 interceptions. And he is no longer the starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going into a bye after this week, but he lost his job, and that was something that was going to happen. But Texans 26, Jacksonville 3 out there in London. I mean,
Minshew mania.
Yeah,
the thong is gone, as they say. And you know what? It was inevitable to happen as long as Minshew was not playing like a superstar. Mm-hmm. The Jaguars had this big deal in place for Nick Foles. Yeah. They want to see what they got in him if he's going to be better for them possibly right now. Mm-hmm. But Minshew does look like the future. It could be.
He definitely could be, or it could be the future for someone else. He's definitely a viable trade option. It's not like, I mean, 2 interceptions, but 309 yards. It's not like he was playing bad, but it's time for someone like BDN to go in there and have a
big
good
Nick Mullins. That man is probably a top 20 quarterback in the league. Just saying.
Okay.
The Niners have
Anyways, moving into a real top 20 quarterback in Josh Allen.
Oh, I don't even know about that.
Yes, you do. We both love Josh Allen.
I love Josh Allen, but the guy is not putting up great fantasy numbers.
It's okay.
I benched Lamar Jackson this week to play Josh Allen. Very risky, but, you know, I was like, Josh playing the Redskins in Buffalo.
Anyways,
big game.
Josh is 6-2. He's leading those Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo defense.
They got Devin Singletary back, man. 20 carries, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. And I mean, the Bills look good, 6-2. That's not too shabby for those Buffalo Bills. I mean, who knows if were the Patriots figured out? Will the Bills go in there and win that division? No. But anyways, we'll keep moving on. Vikings and Chiefs
Yes, it was
favored, but the Chiefs came out. Matt Moore went in there and won that game, man. 275 yards, 1 touchdown. On the other side, you look at Kirk Cousins. He continues to play well. He's doing great. I mean, 220 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook had a slower day with 71 yards, but, I mean, the Chiefs find a way to figure it out. I mean, Andy Reid wins games with any quarterback that he throws out there.
And you got to respect it. I mean, this Vikings team is a solid team.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I believe, 3 losses in a row at Arrowhead.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I bet those fans are happy to finally see the Chiefs pull out a win.
Yeah.
We saw a great, tremendous run from Damian Williams, some 90-yarder.
Tyreek Hill beat him in the end zone.
Oh, that was a beautiful sight. Because I
was.
guess Damian Williams is saying in the locker room that he's the fastest player on the Chiefs. Obviously
not.
Tyreek the Freak is unreal. Next game?
No, but before we get there, I just want to touch on Butker, man. With 2:30 left, ties the game at 23. And with time running out, zeros on the clock, Butker with a 44-yard field goal to win the game for the Chiefs. That's huge for them. They needed a win at home, and they got it. Anyways, moving on to the next game. My pick to go 0-16 won their first game. The Miami Dolphins.
Hot take, Dixon.
It was a hot take.
Cold now, huh?
But you know,
pretty cold.
But Miami
chilling.
beat the New York Jets 26-18. Sam Darnold continues to play like crap. Fitzmagic was on fire, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Did you see that? Be honest.
What?
Did you see that? I think it was a ghost back there.
Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't see it, but you and Sam Darnold are seeing ghosts.
The Fifth Podcast is experiencing ghosts. God bless us.
We're not seeing ghosts. We're better than Sam Darnold.
I hope so.
We would be better for the Jets than Sam Darnold is.
Like I said, go get BDN, huh?
Anyways, I mean, there's not much to touch on besides that the Jets suck. And in a couple weeks when they play the Bengals, that'll be the game for the first-round pick. As we thought the Dolphins-Bengals would be Week 16. That ain't going to play out how we thought it was. But anyways, we'll move on to the next game. Bears and Eagles. The Bears continue to slide. The Bears are sitting at 3-5.
Good Lord.
Mitch Trubisky is horrible. They had like 2 yards in the first half. It was ridiculous.
I mean, the Bears were set to be, a Super Bowl contender this year. They got the first game of the National Football League this season.
Yeah.
And they're 3-5. I heard Mitch Trubisky is wanting to turn off all the TVs in the locker room because they don't want they're tired of the doubters. Let those doubters fuel your motivation. You need someone to sock you in the old hind quarters right now. I mean, my God, 3-5. This is a championship level defense.
It's ridiculous.
This is a productive offense that went out. They got their quarterback at number 2. They signed three pass catchers. Yeah. Trey Burton, Taylor Gabriel, and Allen Robinson. They just drafted their should-be franchise running back in David Montgomery, and they have a elite skill player in Tariq Cohen. Yeah. So
it's
the pieces are there. Okay, it's like a puzzle. The pieces are there, but can you put them together? Nagy was supposed to be one of these top coaches. He was the coach of the year last year. What the heck is going on?
It is.
I mean, people talk about the Falcons being a big ups, just a big downer this year. The Bears just as well.
Yeah, they're done.
They just might be.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game. This one was a fun one. Another fun one that we had. It was one of the ones that we differed on. Colts and Steelers, man. This one went down to the wire. Brissett got hurt. Brian Hoyer steps in and throws 3 touchdowns. Big game for him. But, the Steelers went in there. And the field goal by Boswell was 6:36 in the fourth to take the lead. But, I mean, the big thing, the main difference, Hoyer had a great game, but that 96-yard interception for a touchdown
I was watching it.
By Minkah Fitzpatrick, I mean, that was the changer. That's what brought the Steelers back into that football game. And, I mean, they came out on top.
And what a playmaker old Fitzpatrick has been for the Steelers defense now. I mean, when they played Miami last week, also had another interception then.
Didn't he have 2?
I think he did have 2, actually. He had a good game against my Niners, so I've been hearing nothing but great things from him. Seems to be a great worth of a first-round pick, in my opinion. I really wanted the Niners to pick him before we got all Mike McGlinchey. But, yeah, good for him that he found a spot. The bald eagle, Brian Hoyer could not pull it out, though. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Because, as an ex-Niner, you root on the ex-Niners, right? So
he came from the Patriot coaching or Patriot quarterback tree as well.
I mean, so you would think that he would turn out like Jimmy G or Brissett, right? But I guess not. I guess
he's kind of old.
I guess when he's like 40, it's a bit different, huh?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, the Steelers, huh?
Yeah,
just be a quality team. I get it. Brissett was out for the majority of the game, but Steelers look like they have a real chance to go give the Rams a run for their money this week, huh?
Yeah, they could, but they won't.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
That's what they always say.
Titans and Panthers. The Panthers bounced back after that brutal loss against the Niners. But Ryan Tannehill, it was brutal. Ryan Tannehill went in there, 2 interceptions, kind of went back to his average ways. But Kyle Allen, 232 yards. But that man, Christian McCaffrey, he's a bad man.
That C-Mac, oh my goodness.
146 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I can't say it enough. He saves my fantasy team week in and week out. The guy is a difference maker. Okay? He's going to be the consistent number 1 overall pick in next year's fantasy drafts. But this guy is the only hope for the Panthers right now. I mean, really. I mean, he catches all Kyle Allen's, little Duncan dips, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And but also DJ Moore had a great game.
Yeah, he did.
I believe it was 7 receptions, 108 yards, so very impressive from him.
Yeah, no doubt. The Panthers,
no doubt,
they didn't look great against the Niners, but they bounced back in a good way, and C-Mac had a great game. Anyways, we're moving on. The Lions continue to stumble, man. I mean, they just can't do it. They can't do it. They went into Oakland. Oakland came out their first time at home in it seems like forever. Because they had their first home game, then they went to London, and that was a home game. Then they had a bye, then they had 2 road games, and now they're back. And they came back, got another victory, 31-24. Derek Carr didn't throw an interception. Sounds like that's the first time in forever. 289 yards, 2 touchdowns. But that man, Matt Stafford, 406 yards on the day. They still can't really find a true running back. But, I mean, Lions can't pull out anything.
And, it's a real bummer. Because we've been talking about this every week. The Lions just get so close.
Yeah.
I've said it for the past 2 weeks, I believe now. They remind me of the 49ers a few years ago. Just so close. The point differential in their games. I mean, you got to beat the Raiders. It's the Raiders.
You do.
Okay? Stafford has a good game, but, I mean, come on. Holding on the Raiders' offense should not be that hard. I mean, except for Waller, Baller, and Jay Jacobs. Those guys really know how to get it done. But come on, Lions. I expect more from you guys.
Yes, we do. Moving into another game where we expected a little more out of the Seahawks. They took the Buccaneers into overtime. They ended up covering. The spread was 4 points. They covered and won by 6. But it went into overtime. Famous Jameis showed up. 335 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Famous Jameis.
But if you look on the other side, he was outshined by that man, Russell Wilson, keeping his name in that MVP talk. 378 yards and 5 touchdowns. He leads all the NFL in touchdown passes. He's legit. Chris Carson, 105 yards. Tyler Lockett, 13 receptions, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. I had to face him in fantasy. That was not a good week for me.
Yeah, both those Steelers receivers, Metcalf and Lockett, having great weeks, having a tremendous matchup. The game's in Seattle, but we don't even need to talk about that. This game should have never been close in the first place. If the Seahawks are expecting to put up a show, even a solid fight with my 49ers, then you all got something coming. If you're losing, if you're beating the Buccaneers by just 6 points, okay, I get it. I get it. Everybody has those weeks, but I'm telling you, Seattle, you got something coming. You have something coming.
They seem to have had those weeks, almost a lot of the weeks so far this year. Anyways, we're moving into the next game. Browns, Broncos. Both of us thought this was going to be a bounce back game for your Super Bowl pick, the Browns.
Okay, Dixon. I refuted that pick about, I think it was last week now. Okay, we could throw that out the window like it never happened. What was your Super Bowl pick, Dixon?
The Rams and the Chiefs.
Okay. How's that looking?
Still alive, baby.
And the Browns, still okay. I don't know.
Who do you
Browns
like
probably not
more,
still alive.
McCaffrey or McNuggets?
Okay, I'll take McCaffrey, just so you know, all right? The McNuggets are just temporary, all right? But anyways, back to the real talk. The Browns really were a huge disappointment. The Browns, Falcons, Chargers,
Bears,
and the Bears, huge disappointments this year. Elite teams that we really thought that were definitely playoff contenders, if not Super Bowl contenders, have just not put up good numbers all this year.
Nothing.
So, it's a bummer.
But Brandon Allen, the third string backup kind of guy, I don't know what you even call him. 2 touchdowns. Philip Lindsay, 92 yards and a touchdown. Noah Fant, the rookie, finally had a game. 115 yards and 1 touchdown. Broncos came out on top. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Yeah, someone was telling me to play Fant. I forget who it was this week, but I had put a lot of trust in Fant a few weeks back. Kind of failed me, been failing me out of the week since. So glad that he could have a bounce back game though.
First big game of his rookie career.
Yeah, first or second. But the Browns, I guess they allow some good points, fantasy points to tight ends. So
yeah,
just keep an eye out for that.
Yep. Keeping an eye out for this one. This was my lock of the week. I put $10 down on it.
Oh,
and
Lord,
I lost. We both took the Packers. We thought it was going to be an easy win. It was 3.5. We're like, that's the easiest line on earth. They're going to hit that and hit it like quadruple. They lost 26-11
in
Los Angeles. I mean, Phillip Rivers didn't even throw a touchdown pass, but he almost had 300 yards. Melvin Gordon had 2 touchdowns and 80 yards. But it's just, you look at how bad the Packers offense was. 161 yards in the air for Rodgers, 30 yards on the ground for Jones. I mean, it just was bad.
And Devontae Adams' first game back, gets 7 receptions for 41 yards, averaging 5.9 yards per reception. That is not the Devontae that we know. The Devontae we know gets yards after the catch, fights for everything. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, but just looking at that stat line, that is horrendous.
Yeah, it
Playing
was
in the old hub, the Stub Hub Center.
Yeah.
All right, your favorite stadium, right?
What? Why would that be my favorite?
Just kidding, Dick. All right, but hey, Melvin Gordon, a viable fantasy play now. Apparently.
Yeah,
all right.
He looks like it.
20 carries, 80 yards. Got to respect 4 yards per carry. Austin Eckler, a good change of pace still. Back to that role that he assumed last year. But also, Hunter Henry, been consistent ever since he's come back. What a great showing, 7 for 84. And Mike Williams had a big touchdown. Big touchdown that absolutely burned, I believe, it was Jair Alexander. So what a great week for the Chargers to finally get
2 wins in a row, get them going again.
And get some confidence back. And that division really could be up for grabs. I mean, what Chiefs are 6-3. Okay, it really could be up for grabs.
Yeah, it's definitely there for them. This one, Sunday Night Football. It was a fun game. I had the pleasure of watching it. I took the Patriots, and I will gladly take that loss because honestly, I wanted them to lose. And
you want Lamar this? Woo! Come on!
I mean, it was just a solid game.
Jack
plus Mark
the man.
I mean, it was just all around a great game.
Jack. Can we? I'm nicknaming that now. Jack.
I don't know about that.
What do you think about that? All right. Hey, TB12 is going down the hole. I just saw a question today. Would the Niners trade Jimmy Garoppolo right now for Tom Brady? No. Jimmy Garoppolo is a top 5 quarterback in the league. I mean, good God. All right. But yeah, Tom Brady really.
Are you kidding me?
Dixon, I don't want your input. That's not what the podcast is for. Okay.
What?
He
is not a top 5 quarterback in the league.
God. Garoppolo
is not a top 5 quarterback.
He's a game manager.
He is not a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Not be there, but I'm telling you, the guy makes great decisions. Okay, with the ball, he puts it in tight spaces. Okay. He is a phenomenal quarterback, and he has taken my Niners to the Super Bowl.
Oh, he's still not a top 5 quarterback in the league.
How do you rank quarterbacks?
Dude, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, all those dudes are better than
him. And Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
Right there. Jimmy G is number 5. Give him that ranking right there.
No.
He's got to be in there somewhere. Aaron
Rodgers is better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Aaron Rodgers is 7-2. Okay.
Okay.
What? Watson's what? 5-4.
He's still a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo.
You're not going to change my mind, Dixon. All right. I'm also looking at the future. What he's going to be doing in the future in these next 8 games. He has just been a phenomenal game manager for the Niners. Exactly what we've needed, and what a pleasant surprise he's been. So all the doubters he's had throughout his career.
Okay. Anyways, we got off on a little bit of a tangent.
Not me, just you. But a 37-20, the Ravens whipped the Patriots. It was a close game for the first half, but ended up winning by 17 points. I get it was in Baltimore. I really still think they would have won if it was at Gillette. I really do. I just think I think the Patriots were not prepared for Lamar Jackson.
The way that offense was being run, when they were mixing in those options and just mixing in all the little dink and dunk passes, it was working. And when you hear 3 tight end sets, it was working.
When you hear belly go out and say, I'm talking about Bill Belichick, of course. When you go out and say Lamar Jackson is going to be a problem for us, okay? Usually this is, belly's scheme, right? He takes out your best player, right? But it's kind of hard to take out the quarterback. He can throw and run, right?
Yeah.
Can't really do much for that. So, props to Baltimore, props to Harbaugh for scheming up great plays week in and week out. Like you say, a 3 tight end scheme with tremendous tight ends, tremendous talent, and they're going unnoticed right now. Mark Andrews, Nick Boyle, and Hayden Hurst. Those guys have been a security blanket, and we'll see if he can do anything with that.
But the funny thing is, it'll be interesting to see if he fixes that at all. They watched the tape. Every single play that they passed, he wiped his towel. Anytime they didn't pass, they ran the ball, he didn't touch his towel once before the snap. It's a little interesting, something to look at.
Wow, great analysis, Dixon.
No.
Okay.
Next game, Monday night, the Black Cat game.
Oh,
the
God.
Cowboys and the Giants on Monday night. This game was actually a close game until the fourth quarter. Then Dallas kind of pulled through. 37-18. Doesn't prove that it was a really close game. Dak Prescott literally first play of the game, interception. But the name of the game for the Giants on Monday night was getting into the red zone and kicking a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown. I mean, it was ridiculous. They tried to pound the rock with Saquon. They couldn't get him going. It was tough. I mean, Danny Dimes continues to turn the ball over, but he led the Giants in rushing. But on one play where he tried to be the guy, he had to fumble it and gave it to the Cowboys, and then from that point on, they just controlled it.
PSA. Saquon Barkley. 14 carries for 28 yards. Not acceptable at all. You were the number 2 pick in the draft. I get it. High ankle sprain earlier this year. I get it. But guess what? You are Saquon Barkley. You are the best running back in the league, along with, Matt Breida, Tevin Coleman. But anyways, you need to be putting up numbers to keep your team in the game, and 2 yards per carry is not going to do that. Take your team to the red zone, then to the end zone. Repeats. You're on my fantasy team. We need better.
You're on my fantasy team too. But one side note, he just got his official logo announced by Nike. It's sick. The merch is sick. But your play has not been sick. And my fantasy team and my first pick in the draft for you is not sick right now, Saquon Barkley. Get it going, man. Okay, anyways. That was week 9.
Yeah.
It was a lot more fun than it kind of looked like it because, we had the Niners playing Thursday. The Rams had their bye week. It was kind of tough, but, we made it through.
It was quite the Halloween weekend, huh?
Yeah, it was for someone like you.
Would you stop it?
Like you.
Stop.
McLovin, man. McLovin.
Oh, God.
I hope you had a great
McLovin, baby. Hey, Chargers Raiders Thursday, huh?
Thursday night football in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Right down the street from our house.
Okay.
In the Oaktown. The Chargers
the
are
black hole.
The Chargers are coming in here as 1-point favorites. We're gonna do the spread again this week. 1-point favorite Chargers in Oakland. I got the Chargers. Who you got, Zach?
This is a real tough one for me.
It is.
Just kidding. Okay, I don't bet on the Raiders. Okay, I don't bet on the Raiders because the Raiders suck.
They do.
Okay, and the Chargers finally just got things rolling against a great team. So you know what? Bolt up, baby.
Yeah. We're going bolt up. We won't quite give the the listeners and the watchers a flex from me, but the Chargers are going to go in there, and Melvin Gordon's going to have a big game against his Raiders defense, and the Chargers are going to go win that game by at least more than 1 point. That's what we're going for.
I would hope they can.
And if they only win by 1, then we can push it aside and it won't count as anything.
The Raiders. Okay, we got Giants, Jets. It's the shit show of the week, I guess. Huh?
It is very much so.
Good God.
Giants are 2.5-point favorites against the Jets. They're both playing at their home stadium, but the Jets will be the home team in this game. It's the tale of two bad quarterbacks. To be completely honest, Danny Dimes has not had a good game since they beat the Buccaneers. That was his first game. He's had flashes of greatness, but he's also had flashes of being Eli Manning. And it's
Lord. And don't compare the man to Eli.
Dude, it's bad. They look the same. It is what it is. But Sam Darnold, he's been bad. It's the tale of two bad teams. This is the Leonard Williams revenge game. He was just traded from the Jets to the Giants. In fact, that was the first trade ever between these two teams.
Was it really?
The first two trades.
Great knowledge, Dixon.
We're just there. Great knowledge for.
But hey, Sam Darnold, Saquon Barkley, the first meetup.
Yeah.
So
it's not in the preseason.
Great knowledge, Dixon. Okay. But it should be an interesting game. 2-7 versus 1-7. Everybody definitely really cares. Next game.
Well, we're both picking. We're picking the
Giants. Okay.
And we're both hoping Saquon can do something.
Yeah, and we're not picking. I'm not at least not picking them confidently.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 2.5, so it'll be close.
JTS Jets could just show up. You never know. Lev Bell. Sam Darnold, Robbie Anderson, James
Their
Crowder.
one win is against
they beat
the
Cowboys. How does that make sense?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
You don't see it in the NFL. Wait, no, you do see it in the NFL. But put that podcast. All right, next game. What we got?
Lions and Bears. The Bears are 2.5-point favorites at home at Soldier Field. They've looked brutal. We talked about it earlier. They can't piece it together, but they're playing a team who can't quite piece it together either. They've lost a ton of close games. That team is the Lions. We differ on this game. Let the watchers know who you got.
And you know what? It should be another great game. 3-4-1 versus 3-5. All right. Maybe a little more people care about it than the last game, but I'm going to take the Bears.
Yep.
The Bears. It's in Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's gonna, and you know what? The Bears should be around 5-3, really.
Yeah.
If their kicker could just make some kicks, for the love of God.
Yep. Eddie Money. He's not quite.
Don't even say his name. He doesn't even deserve any recognition right now. My God.
Pinheiro. Nope.
Dixon. Great knowledge. But I'm taking the Bears, and it's because I believe their defense is going to come through in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe with the Lions having a poor showing last week against the Raiders, that really the Bears should be able to pull this out, especially being the favorites, right?
Yeah, they're favorites 2.5 points. I'm going with the dog in this game. I'm going with the Lions. I just don't trust
the dog.
I just don't trust Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say his name anymore. He doesn't deserve a spot in the NFL, man. He doesn't. Dude, did you see the guys who were drafted behind him?
Oh, my Lord, man. I know.
They could have drafted Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes.
I love Mahomes more than my homes. And I got 4 of them. Okay, my God.
What?
Just kidding. All right.
Okay. So I got the Lions. Zach got the Bears. It'll be a good game for a couple mediocre teams right now. Anyways, we're moving on to the next one. The Ravens and the Bengals in Cincinnati. The Ravens are 10-point favorites. Both of us got the Ravens. I think it's kind of obvious. The Bengals are still your pick to go on in 16. They're still alive. The only one that's still alive in the NFL right now. But, the Ravens are too good. They proved it last Sunday night.
What can I say? Hot take Zach, huh? Put me on the stove. My goodness.
Do you need to talk about this game anymore, or is it pretty clear
and concise?
I
think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I think it should be a solid point differential for this game, especially with the Ravens just beating the Patriots by 17. So if the Ravens really didn't cover the spread, that would be pretty sad, honestly.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, next game, Bills and Browns in Cleveland. And for some reason, the scuffling Browns are 2.5-point favorites, but no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills are going to go in there, and they're going to snag another W, and they're going to be 7-2 after this one. Do you have a PSA to say?
And I would expect
grabbing the screen?
I would expect that. And let me tell you why. Okay. With the way that the Bills play, okay, it's an interesting scheme, all right? Because their defense usually carries them. But when the defense doesn't, the offense does. Mm-hmm. So it's like they kind of pick up each other's slack when it's not there, and that's something admirable about a team. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of the Niners. Okay, we saw it last week. Defense wasn't there. Guess what? Jimmy G, the game manager, the top 5 quarterback in the National Football League.
Anyways,
goes for 300.
There's a note. I want to note this just because
4 TDs.
The Browns got that guy Nick Chubb. The Bills have left holes open, and Chubb is going to fill those holes.
Kareem Hunt is back.
Kareem Hunt is
back. If that matters for any of you guys, all right? I picked him up on fantasy just for a shits and giggles.
Don't start him at kicker.
God, Dixon. Great knowledge.
All right,
next game.
Chiefs and Titans. Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites, and you know what return we could see? We could see the return of Pat Mahomes, Pat Money, the guy. I mean, I don't know if I'll start him. I think I probably will. If he's confirmed starting, I'm probably going to start him this Sunday. But, it gives the Chiefs fans something to be excited about. Matt Moore got you the W, but you can't be so excited about a guy, Matt Moore, who wasn't even on an NFL team during the offseason, and the Chiefs went in and signed him off his ass.
I mean, I want more of this, okay? I mean, you want Lamar of this? I want more of this, okay? I mean, come on. All right, Matt Moore's proven to be a solid backup quarterback. Reminds me of BDN. But guess what? Ryan Tannehill has had 3 weeks now, maybe 2, of solid football. Give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Okay? I believe Ryan Tannehill may just go in to his home field in Tennessee and beat the Chiefs with Mahomes.
Really?
It could happen. I just want to put it out there. I'm picking the Chiefs, okay? Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. But I just really feel like that Tannehill might just go crazy. I'm just saying. Putting it out there.
I found a 4th difference for our next game. I forgot that we differed on this one.
Did we really?
Yeah. Falcons and Saints in New Orleans. Okay. Saints are 13-point favorites. They got Drew Brees back. Saints look good. Their only loss.
Dogs got Matty Ice back.
Yeah, they do.
And you know what? Matty Ice hasn't typically played that well on the road. But, they're going to be motivated. They're playing for their coach's job right now. Old Quinster, Dan Quinn. All right. Julio's going to be motivated. All right. I expect big games from Julio and Ridley. Hooper as well. Should be a great passing game for Matt Ryan. Come on. Get it going.
And with that being said, Zach is taking the Falcons at plus 13. I'm taking the Saints at plus 13. I see them winning by at least 2 touchdowns in this game. I think it could start off close, but I see the Saints pulling it out, winning by at least more than 2 touchdowns. Anyways, we're going to move on. We touched on Giants, Jets. We're going to go Cardinals, Buccaneers. This one is in Tampa. The 2-win Buccaneers are 4-point favorites at home. The Cardinals went in there and they covered on Thursday night. They didn't quite beat them Niners. They only lost by 3, but, they covered, and that's what we're picking on. And I'm picking them to cover again, 4 points on the road. You got the Buccaneers. Tell me why.
And I'll tell you why. All right? Famous Jameis is a streaky guy. All right? You never know what you're going to get. All right? It's good Jameis or bad Jameis. 6 turnover Jameis or 6 touchdown Jameis. Jameis has all the tools he needs. Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, Cameron Brate.
Deshaun Jackson is not.
No, sorry, I did not mean Deshaun Jackson.
Godwin.
I meant Chris Godwin. Good God. Good Godwin. Did I really just apologize? Spit down podcast. Apologize. Mike Evans.
Great knowledge.
Dixon, get the hell out of here, okay? All right, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, and Rojo back there, running the ball. So, Winston, go out there, have a good game. All right, the Cardinals, not that good. All right, it should be a good game, but with especially with the Buccaneers, get them 4 points. I like it.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to the next game, Dolphins and Colts. Colts are 10.5-point favorites. The Dolphins coming off their first victory. The Colts suffered another close loss, but they're at home again. And I see them going into Lucas Oil, winning by at least more than 10.5. I think this is a statement game for the Colts. I mean, they lose all these close games. They've lost close games to bad teams, or they've won close games against bad teams. This is just something they got to go in there, shove it down the Dolphins' throat, and go win a big game.
And there's no reason why they shouldn't. The Colts really need a bounce-back game this week. So, I mean, if you look at history in the past week, Colts lost, Dolphins won. Who's got the momentum? Dolphins. We'll see what happens. But I'm taking the Colts as well. Shouldn't be too hard.
No, the Dolphins running back, I think it was Ben Watson, PED suspended 4 games, so he's out.
Ben Watson. What the heck are you talking about? It's a tight end. It was Mark Walton.
This is Roy Mubarak news. Are you going to go off on your tangent?
What tangent? Great knowledge, Dixon. My God. It's Mark Walton. Do you want me to pull it up?
No, you can pull it up.
Ben Watson is a tight end on the Patriots.
Yes, he is.
Oh my goodness, man.
Okay, he's a running back. Mark Walton. You just said he was a tight end.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I said Ben Watson was a tight end on the Patriots.
Okay, whatever.
You just said Ben Watson was a running back. That was horrible knowledge. Fit Down Podcast, we apologize for false advertising, false information. It will not happen again, at least on my part. Cannot speak for Dixon. Good God.
Deshaun Jackson.
Okay, don't talk about it.
Okay, anyways, Rams, Steelers. Rams 3.5 on the road in Pittsburgh. I got the Rams, obviously, 3.5. You thought the Steelers should have been favored in this game. You're going to take the Rams anyways.
Wait, you told me that the Steelers were favored.
I said the Rams were favored 3.5.
Oh, my goodness, Dixon.
I literally asked you if you thought the Steelers
Is this a plus or minus?
It's a minus.
You told me that the Buccaneers were favored as well.
The Buccaneers are favored.
-4? The Buccaneers -4.
-4 means you're favored. Plus means you're the underdog.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, listen. All right, Rams favored. At Steelers.
Yes.
It's a tough one for me. I'll take the Rams. Very quietly. I would love to take the Steelers. I would really love to. But I'll very quietly take the Rams.
Steelers have a great defense. Rams coming off the bye. I think Cooks, he's questionable. They got that guy, Clay Matthews, who's been great on that defense. He was hurt. He led the team in sacks before he got hurt. You got no idea what you're talking about.
I already know what you're talking about. Clay Matthews had 6.5 sacks in the first 3 games. Props to him. But guess what? Okay? It was other guys on that defense who were opening up for him. And quite frankly, Matthews getting up there in age too. And let me tell you something. All right? It was very streaky. Very streaky. I don't care. Okay. Go out, beat the Steelers, sure. But guess what? You still have no chance in the playoffs.
You literally, the last 2 weeks, have been saying the Rams are going to make the playoffs.
I thought they might slip in, but I'm really convinced that they may just not make the playoffs at all.
Okay, well, this is new news to me, but it's not like they're going to make the playoffs, and I do not doubt it.
They're making the playoffs, are they really?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Coming from the person who said they were going to make the playoffs the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago, it looked like they might sneak in. They got a tough schedule coming up, and I don't think they can handle it.
Okay, we'll see.
Especially if they're not winning the division. Then the Hawks are definitely going to be better than them. They're definitely going to finish better than them. And then also, look at the other teams, okay? Vikings, Packers, both of those guys got to make the playoffs somehow, okay? The Saints already got their division locked up. I just don't see room for them. I'm sorry. And don't even forget about the Cowboys and Eagles. So, I'm sorry, Dixon. I'm not seeing it happen. The Rams are not going to make the playoffs.
That is cold. Anyways, we're moving on to the next game. Panthers and Packers. Panthers in Lambeau. It snowed today. Frozen Tundra's back. Packers are 5-point favorites at home. We both got the Packers. I mean, C-Mac, it'll be interesting to see how he does against this Packers defense, who's been very off and on. Last week, they were horrible against the Chargers. But we both go Packers. 5 points at home.
And you know what? I like C-Mac. I like C-Mac more than I like my Mac Nuggets, okay? If I'm being honest. Because guess what? The guy brings me in 30 points week in and week out. I don't care who he's playing. Packers were once a great defense until last week. Good God. And it's in Green Bay. C-Mac is still going to go off. The guy is just unbelievable. it's going to be up to can this defense shut down Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
And the Chargers did it last week. 11 points, really?
Mm-hmm.
And that was with Devontae coming back. Devontae wasn't right last week. Okay, give him another week. Something was not right. Just looking at that.
Something just wasn't right with the Packers.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
Bakhtiari really struggled guarding Bosa that whole entire game.
I mean, no, those Bosa bros, they know how to get it done, huh?
Anyways,
might know.
Next game, Vikings and Cowboys. Cowboys at home, 3-point favorites against the Vikings. This is going to be a fun one on Sunday night. I'm excited for it. But I like the Cowboys 3-point favorites at home in Jerry's world.
The boys, okay. I mean, it doesn't look like Thielen's going to play. That's a huge loss for the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
They're really going to need to lay down some points, especially, I mean, an elite offense in the Cowboys. All right. Pretty average to pretty solid defense at best for the Cowboys. But Kirk is going to need a big game. He really will be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is going to be a key determinant. And if Vikings fans are truly going to buy into what Cousins is selling them.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a great game, really.
Yeah, it should be. Definitely. Moving on to the Monday night game. We did not forget about the 49ers. They're playing on Monday night at home against the Seahawks. They're 6-point favorites. Zach's got the Niners. I got the Seahawks.
You have the Seahawks.
I do have the Seahawks. Niners didn't cover last week. They're not going to cover again.
It was
this
a
week.
Thursday night game. Flukes happen. Quan Alexander goes out for the year.
That was your lock.
What the heck? Okay, I get it. But because Thursday night games, players are not healed completely from that Sunday day game. And now they have to go play literally 2 days earlier. I mean, what a disadvantage. I get it for both teams, but still. I mean, anything can happen in Thursday night games because you just never really know who's actually feeling 100% and who's not, okay? So just want to put that out there. But just to be clear, now that the Niners play that Thursday night game, they have had 10 days of rest in between games. You have to take that into account. We are getting Mike McGlinchey, Joe Staley, Kyle Juszczyk, Ahkello Witherspoon all back for this game. I just this will be at least a touchdown. So I'm just guys, at least a touchdown. Mark my words.
I don't see it. You got the leading quarterback in touchdowns in passing yards all year. He's played great. He's an MVP frontrunner in Russell Wilson against the best passing defense. It's going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be close. I don't see it being a touchdown victory for the Niners. I still
Who's
think
winning the game?
I really don't know.
If you have to pick, if we were picking straight up, who are you going to pick?
If I'm going off my gut, I'm going Niners by like 1 or 2.
So that's 9-0 right there. 9-0. That sounds good. That's got a nice ring to it. 9-0. 9-0.
But we'll see because I'd love to have the Seahawks win.
It should be a great game. It really should be. And it's one I hope to make it out to, quite frankly. In Levi. Levi's going to be rocking. Well, it'll be a great way to finish out Week 10. And it will really set a precedent for what we are going to see in the NFC playoffs. And if the Rams really have a chance at even cracking this division. Which I don't think they do. I really don't.
They will. See that?
Wait, they're going to win the division?
Thing right there.
They're going to win the division? Are they really going to win the division?
They're making the playoffs either way. Either if they win the division or win the wild card. They're making the playoffs.
Hey, you gotta love hope, but don't like false hope. Okay, what Dixon?
There ain't no false hope here, man.
Oh God!
If there was false hope, I wouldn't have put money on them to win Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying.
I thought you just said you don't bet on your team.
I bet on them to win the Super Bowl.
Well, if you want to lose money, go talk to Dixon.
The one who won the spread last week. That's how you win real money is betting the spread.
Okay, but I believe I was up 4 games before that. Hey, it's a new thing. We hope you guys like us doing the spread now. It's like I said, a new thing for the Fit Down Podcast because here at the Fit Down Podcast, we're getting bigger and better. Bigger and better, right, Dixon?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
All right. Anything else we got to talk about?
I think we're all good. We can kind of touch on playoffs in the next couple weeks. We kind of gave you a little bit of a preview, but I don't think much has changed. He talked about his one big change. I don't think anything's really changed yet, but we got a couple big things coming up. A big Week 10 on the way. We're excited. We're glad you guys tuned in. Glad you guys listened. Give us that like, that subscription if you haven't subscribed yet. We love all of our 51 so far. Fit Down Podcast.
And just keep coming. We just keep getting bigger and better. It's the Fit Down Podcast. Great week, Dixon. Let's go. 9-0, huh?
Horns up, baby.
Hey, I'll see you guys next year.